These Canterbury Bells, they are stonking. They are a little on the large side. I do prefer them sown in the autumn rather than about now because they get a bit too big.
I think I might attack the Canterbury Bells too. Take out the most congested cells and separate them out. Gosh, I'm going to have a lot of plants, aren't I? Absolutely fantastic. I thought I'd put you in the whole step. So what I'm doing is I am just taking out the cells carefully that have got a lot of seedlings in them. You don't have to keep them all if you don't need them all. Just cherry pick the biggest and the best. And then any seedlings which are near enough on their own, I shall just leave this be. And then when I've finished, I can refill the tray with seedlings that I take out. So I'll have this tray and then another full tray here. And then I can spread them all around the garden. That will make Neil very happy, I know. Okay, so I've got my tray of compost and my seedlings. So I'm just going to very carefully tease them apart, keeping as much compost as I can around the roots. Look at that. It won't even notice it's been moved. There we go, can you see? Lots of compost around the roots. I'll get rid of that one. Oh, these are good ones. So I just tease them apart ever so carefully. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip myself a nice hole and then just lower him in and cover over. I can give the whole tray a sifting of compost over the top at the end if necessary. Oh, I think they'll be all right. I'll have plenty for settling in. Another good one. There, so you get the idea. It's nice and easy. Just make sure that you only do a few at a time because these roots can dry out very quickly. So just do one plug at a time, and then if you get called away, you can just lower this tray in some water and leave them to soak until you get back. I'm just working in the middle so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'll fill in the edges in a second. And you don't have to keep them all. There's no need to keep them all. There was a lot of seeds in your packet and they were really tiny. So you can just do what I'm doing and cherry pick the best ones. Honestly, the germination was just out of this world, wasn't it? Much more than we expected. This one you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if this all seems a bit of a faff and you've got much more than you need anyway, you don't have to separate them. What you can do is just snip out with some scissors the seedlings that you don't want and then just leave one remaining. You don't need to separate if you don't feel confident. Now this cell only had 3 little seedlings in it. Look, can you see how much compost I've got? So in this case, rather than dib a little hole, you're much better off using an empty cell and then backfill it with compost. I've emptied the end cells out so I could show you exactly. So I'm just going to lower him in and I've got some compost here and I'll just fill in all around. It's too difficult to, oops, let's take that one off. It's too difficult to dib a hole when you have this much compost all around and you might dislodge by trying to force it into a hole. You might dislodge the compost that it's already got and you don't want to do that. So again, a bit of compost on the bottom there. That's good enough, that's fine. I'll sweep a bit from here. Get a bit more. And then just fill it in all around. They look happy, don't they? Just firm lightly. Once they're settled. So basically you're firming the compost, not the plant. There we go. I think we're all done. So I just give it a nice tap to make sure all the compost is settled around the roots in the tray, and now I'm going to water it from underneath, because if I water it from overhead, it's going to flatten all the seedlings. They're literally all going to get stuck to the compost with the weight of the water. So water from underneath in this instance. There we go. Pop you in there, and I shall leave this here for about 20 minutes, half an hour, just until all the compost glistens with water on the top, and then I'll make sure I drain it really well before popping it up on the shelf out of direct sunshine just for a few days until they settle, because they're not going to be able to pull the water from the compost on their roots as well as they were before I moved them. So I'm just going to give them a chance to settle. So in the greenhouse, but out of direct sun. There we go. I thought you might like to see how the Canterbury Bells are getting on this morning. They are looking perky and very happy. I should have plenty of plants.